Good morning. It rained a little, but it rained. We had about 3/10 of an inch last night. Here, now our Berkey farm, we had a ½ inch, even better. Not a drought buster by any means, but some relief, and I'm happy. Look, it's a puddle. Oh, it's a puddle. Oh, what a deal. All right, it's chilly today. That's why I got the sweatshirt on. Anyway, see, you do still need your Border View Farm sweatshirts because it's still cold in the summer. You'll wear them. Go buy one, farmfocus.com or borderviewfarms.com and click on the shop link or whatever it is. Just anyway, we've got some errands to run this morning, a couple of bills to pay, so catching up on some of that stuff and paperwork now that we've got a few minutes here. And then I think I'm going to try and pick up some boxes. I've got a truck coming on Thursday to pick up my corn returns, and so I need to make sure that I have all of those, which I'm pretty sure I do have all of the actual corn that's getting returned. But they want their boxes that had corn in them to go back on that truck as well. And I have one customer that's got 5 of those boxes yet. I got to get them. So we'll probably go and do that here later this morning. I got a couple other guys we need to get boxes from just to get them out of their way and get them back here. And then we'll have more bean return trucks coming soon, I'm sure. So anyway, let's go pay some bills. It's fun. I know you can't see that real well driving past it, but the corn looks better today. We might be able to get out here and do some side dressing this afternoon. These 2 fields on both sides of the road here are ours. They were the first stuff we planted in May, so those are the next ones that need to be done, and it's growing. All right, I've paid my bills. All my money's gone. Okay, just part of my money, but still. Now we gotta go pick up some boxes, and we need my trailer, so we better get these empty. I didn't empty them after we picked those up last week because I had to get to a t-ball game. I didn't have time. This is a lot easier with 2 hands than one. Okay, well, we're getting a pile of boxes in there. Let's go pick up some more. More boxes. What do we get here? 8, 10, 11 boxes and 1 pallet shoved in there. Okay, well, like I said, we are getting a pile of empty boxes around here. I think I've got maybe 15 to 20 to pick up yet, something along those lines. We'll see. So this row here is all the corn boxes. There's 19 there. I gotta look and see if that's how many I'm supposed to have or if I got a customer that's still got 1 or 2. We'll see. This seed's all gonna end up getting returned, it looks like, unless we do some double crop beans, in which case maybe we'll use up a couple of those boxes or something, or actually we'll probably use up treated paper bags because I don't need to keep those around. So this pallet of corn is going out yet. This is gonna get returned, and then we've got a full box over there, which no big deal. Okay, what else? What's next? Well, hopefully that corn sucks up some nitrogen and turns green for us again. It's just streaky and yellow and uneven. This late planted corn's more even than the early planted corn, but boy, I hope that rain makes it perk up. Okay, well, I ran a couple more errands and got some lunch, and we're gonna go walk out in the field here and see how much mud sticks to my boots. And if it's a little bit and not a lot, we're gonna go side dress some corn. You can see the unevenness, just yellow spots in the ends. Starting to dry off on top, not so wet all the way across, so I think we'll probably be good. Yeah, we can go side dress. I want to dig out here. We're gonna just walk out here into a row, dig and see how deep the moisture made it. Let's see what 3/10 of an inch of rain does for our ground here when it's as dry as it was. I knew it would soak up really fast and it wouldn't last real long, but I'm curious. Well, it's good moisture. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm also surprised how hard the ground is. Thought it'd be a little softer than that by now. Dang. Why is that so hard? All right, well, it's moist all the way down. The top 2.5, 3 inches is still really soft, and then it gets really hard below that. Stuff that was drying out before, I guess. But it's all moist. It should hold the anhydrous really well. It looks good. Let's come, we got a gap here. Not exactly a good seed digging tool. We do have a kernel laying on top there. That probably is because this was planted part of the plot and it was just a seed that was laying on top of the that one just hadn't sprouted yet. Dry dirt or what? It was probably laying on top of the ground or on the planter on a box or something, and it fell off as we were driving. I'm not worried about it. All right, well, let's go side dress some corn. We do have a full tank sitting here, and then the one hooked up to the applicator is fairly full, I believe. It's got a fair bit in it. So I'm going to take this one full one over to the field where we're going to go. It probably won't be enough between these two to finish that field, but it'll get us a lot done. And when Phil gets back, he's been hauling corn this morning. He can start hauling some tanks. We'll see how this goes. The first field's about 60 acres. There's 65 across the road. If we could get both of those done tonight, I'd be thrilled. But we'll see. Okay, well, hold on a second. The corn returns truck was supposed to come on Wednesday. I got a text message that said the 14th. Today is the 12th. And yet there is my truck. So I guess we're going to get him loaded up before we go side dress. Well, we got that row cleaned out, and we got the corn cleaned out over here. Oh, I guess I had another empty pallet I could have thrown on. Oh, well. We put on 105 bags of corn with that box. There was 45 in that, 60 paper bags. 19 boxes, plus the one full one, so 20 boxes and 31 pallets made it onto that truck. So that's, I thought I should have 2 more treated boxes somewhere. So we'll figure that out. And we've got a few more pallets. Obviously, there's a bunch of beans sitting on pallets there. And then all of our untreated boxes, the bean boxes. They try and separate the corn and beans. And go back to different places, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. They didn't want any bean boxes on this truck. I told them I could fill a truck if they would take empty boxes. But so now we can't have bean boxes. Okay. So that's done. So now, let's go side dress some corn. Oh, man, a tractor. Yes, climbing inside a tractor. Let's go. We might even get to play in some mud. We haven't been able to do that in a long time. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. It's building up on my gauge wheels a little bit, which we cannot have because that'll kill our depth. But given that I can drive through this spot that we planted around, you can tell we are still very dry. So we had another spot that we planted around here. I just want you guys to watch. Can you see that ground bouncing? Probably not. I'll try and film it again when I come back by. It was just like jello. The whole thing was shaking as I'm driving across it. Well, some places it's working all right, and other places it's bleeding a lot. I think we need a little bit more loose dirt on the top and yeah, see like that? You can see it way back. It's bleeding off well after we're through. Clear back there still. That's just because we don't have enough loose dirt. Plus it's cool and the humidity is high. That's probably why we're seeing it a little bit more. But we're getting that mud build up on our gauge wheels, and then we can't seal stuff quite so well. So yeah, we'll see. Well, it was a good effort, but see, it doesn't stick to my shoes. It does stick to our gauge wheels. That's going to be a problem. It's just not letting it get in deep enough, and it's not sealing great because of that. Plus, we don't have quite enough loose dirt. Oh well, we tried. I got the ends done. I mean, it's going in fine. Just this, I don't like where it's smearing this sidewall. That's because it's damp on top. That'll go away as the top dries off, and we can close this slot up better rather than leaving that open. So we need another day. Tomorrow it would be fine, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I'm not going to complain if it does rain tomorrow. So yeah, we're not going to keep going here today though. Just not quite ready. Well, since it's too wet to do any side dressing, one thing that I do still need to work on is mapping some more of our fields. So I think we're going to work on that here for a little bit. Take the gator out and go drive around some fields, and we'll call it a day. I washed my windshield so we can see a little better today. Plus we don't have dust because it rained and settled that dust. So, well, like I said the other day when we were doing this a week ago, we're just driving around the outside of the fields. We were making new boundaries. Basically the outside of that tire is where our boundary is going to be. And on straight sides like this, I am just driving from one end to the other. I've got the recording paused. We'll get up here, unpause it, draws a straight line between our 2 points. Then we can go around the corners and stuff. And yeah, that's how we're doing this. So the boundaries are important for a couple of reasons, which I will talk about when I don't have to drive quite so much. All right, we got to get out for a second. I literally sprayed this field with fungicide on Friday. Today is Monday. This is the field where we stopped and got out, and I was digging around, and I was showing you how deep the anhydrous slot was, and that we got a couple rows with some burn on it. This corn's grown 6 inches since then. That was 3 days ago. Like, it's almost knee-high. This is just totally different looking field today than it was on Friday. Looks really good. Here's our bottom leaf. Here's our bottom leaf. You can tell because it's round on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're easily V6. We are V6. We're not to V7 yet, but just looks completely different. Looks really good. I'm thrilled with this. Yeah. So we did put our V5 fungicide on here. We also put some of those Ag Explore products. We've got some foliar fertilizers and stuff on it. And I don't know, that and the rain last night, it's just giving it a little kick, and it looks, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. At least if it rains some more, we're going to be okay. Well, I got some more fields mapped. I've got more that should be done. I got some of the ones that I knew were critical, that boundaries have actually moved, not just we're a little bit off, but we're way off. So that's good. So why that's important? So what did our boundaries do? Well, first of all, they give me a pretty good idea of how many acres are in the field, or almost an exact idea of how many acres are in the field. And these ones that we did were not changing by a lot, maybe a half an acre, maybe an acre, maybe a tenth of an acre, maybe a hundredth of an acre. It's just a little bit different. But one of the things that I want to start being able to do more, and that we can do with the Gen 4 monitor on our 8RX, and especially now with this 24-row corn planter with no markers on it, is using what they call a boundary track. So you can, the monitor will actually create an AB line or a guidance line based off of that boundary. It will follow it exactly. And so while my boundaries have always been kind of close, they're not perfect. And if I want to use that boundary track, I need them to be exactly where I want them. And so I'm just trying to go through and redo them to make sure that my boundaries are exactly where I want them, so that next time I go into plant corn, I can say, I'm doing this side of the field, you know, boundary track, make me a line, and it just follows it, and I don't have to drive that first one or the end rows or whatever, and then my guess row is off like what I did now. Because on a lot of these, what I did was drive the first one while planting and creating that AB line, and then I'd turn around and come back, and then the second pass would be perfectly straight if it was a straight side, but my first one wiggles a little bit, and then we have a gap and it's not right. So this should help that. So plus the section control issue, right? So I figured out how to work around this, but in the first couple of fields with the planter, I didn't realize it, and when I got outside the boundary with the planter, it was shutting the rows off. The section control was actually turning them off. I don't want that. I want them to keep planting. So this will solve that problem as well. But anyway, I think that's it for today. So have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. Depends on if it's raining or not. If it's not raining, we'll probably side dress. If it is raining, we'll pick up boxes. I don't really know. Maybe we'll go to Berkey and work on a barn roof. I don't know. I'd be fine if it's raining. So have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow.